What's up, hobby crew? Welcome back, KBO Collections, with another hobby drive on a Friday morning. Rounding out the week, the day after Thanksgiving, but it's still Thanksgiving in the U.S., of course, because we are a day ahead here in Korea. So, anyway, I hope everybody has had and is having a wonderful Thanksgiving. Like I said, I haven't done anything yet because I'm working, but I'll do something a little simple tomorrow, a little simple lunch or dinner or something like that, nothing big. But I've learned in Korea, like being an expat, you learn to celebrate in your own ways, and sometimes that just means not so much gathering up with people, but sometimes it means just sitting back and reflecting on things and thinking about things, which is not a bad thing to do, It's always good to look back and think on things and reflect on things and stuff like that. Especially at Thanksgiving, because that's what Thanksgiving's about. It's about family, friends, and thinking about the things that you have and, being thankful for them, giving things for it. So, there are many things in my life that I am thankful for. I mean, for one thing, I'm thankful for being able to finally, see the light, so to speak, and get on with this weight loss thing. I mean, I know, I'm not going to lie, this last week has been a bit tough. I've hit my first plateau. I knew it was coming. Because I was dropping weight. I knew the plateau was coming. I just didn't know where it was going to be. And that turned out to be right around 215 pounds. I've been sort of in that fluctuation stage between 214, 215 pounds for the last week. It's just been right there. And, I'll gain a little, I'll lose a little, gain a little, lose a little, but I'm hanging right in there, right around 215. So I knew that it was going to happen, and it has happened. But that just means that I get to work a little harder and push through it, Got to push through, got to push. So it can be done, no worries. But yeah, as for that, I'm thankful for the weight loss. I'm thankful for my friends here in Korea. I'm thankful for all of you guys out there on YouTube and on Twitter and all the people in the hobby that I communicate with. You help keep me grounded and sane a lot of the times, and thanks to all of you for being supportive, because even though I didn't really say it and didn't try not to show it until recently, but yeah, I was having a tough time. I mean, I was having a tough time health-wise. I was having a tough time based on my physical health, my mental health, those types of things, and I've with the support of people and everything, I've been able to turn things around, and thankful for that, so definitely it's been a bad year, so to speak, but it hasn't been a bad year because I've made some changes for the better. So that's a good thing. I'm thankful that the people around me are, staying healthy, and I'm also thankful that the people that, because I have had some friends that family, stuff like that did catch COVID, thankful that they recovered, things like that. So many things to be thankful for. Anyway, so one of the things that I wanted to talk about today, and this is hobby related, and that is, I mentioned a few minutes ago about reflections and reflecting on things. And I've been thinking a lot about me as the kid collector. I've been thinking way back to when I was a collector as a kid. And man, those were some great times. Fun times, definitely. And what were some of the things that got me into collecting and that I think were important in getting me into collecting, and are still important to this day. And that is card backs. Card backs. What is on the back of the card? The information, the stats, the little write-ins about the players, the little bios, things like that. That is one of the things that got me into collecting, and I think card backs are important. They're a thing that we often kind of overlook these days, other than unless we're looking at the number, putting it together in order in our set, or checking for the year or something like that. But you know, like, the card backs had such an important part of getting me into the hobby, and the reason for that is because as a kid, I grew up in the time when we didn't have all of the resources in terms of like the internet and sites, and I mean, we did have internet. Okay, we got internet. Well, we got internet. I got my first internet when I was like, I don't know, 12 years old or something, which was the early 90s. I mean, first internet at home. But anyway, so like, but yeah, so anyway, back to what I was saying is we didn't have all of the things at our fingertips that we can go out there and get now in terms of stats or things, numbers, or stories about players and things like that. And I was a baseball player growing up. I loved it. Played summer leagues, played at school, you know, like played different rec leagues, all kinds of stuff like that. So anyway, quite often, you know, you would hear mention of these different players, you know, like, oh, this guy's so great, or that guy's so great, or whatever. And the thing is, to be quite honest, without all of that information right there at our fingertips like we have today, you had to go out and do a little research. And one of the ways to go out and do that research and find out if this guy really was good or if he was so-so or whatever was through baseball cards. And the way to do that wasn't necessarily by looking at the picture on the front. Of course, there were some, you know, that might have said All-Star, MVP, or whatever. So you're like, oh, okay, he's pretty good. But you flip it over, you look at the back, you take a look at the stats. So that's one of the things that had me in collecting, was like, I would sit there, I would spread my cards out on the floor, and I would like read through the stats, look at the backs. So I think that, you know, card stats like serve a big purpose. And funny enough, one of the things that I often complain about here in Korea is some of the sets, the lack of stats. You know, they'll just have the player's number, their height, their weight, their birthday, and their name, and that's it. Like, that's, yeah, okay, what does that do for me? It doesn't tell me anything. I don't know if they're good, bad, or none of the above. So, you know, like, to me, stats and card backs are important, especially when you get, and not only that, I think they're fun. So, especially when you're looking at vintage, the ones that have the cartoons, or, you know, the little blurbs about the player, things like that, they're awesome. I love them. So, you know, card backs. One of the things that got me into the hobby as a kid. So what are some things that got you into the hobby as a kid? Or did you even collect as a kid? I don't know. You might not have. You might have only started collecting as an adult, which is totally cool. But yeah, so, and also, what do you think about card backs? Do you think they're important? Do you not think they're important? Do you prefer like a all stats, or a stats and stories, or an only stories, or just, you know, a plain back? I mean, I don't know. What do you prefer when it comes to card backs? And where do you place card backs in terms of importance? What do you think about it? So that's all I have to say for today. Anyway, thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye.